one, you get, even though it might not be the results that you want, you get results, so you can compare it to the next time you want to do something like that. All right, what worked, what didn't work. So if at the end of the day, whether you got the results you want or not, it's still a win, because just like you said, you held yourself accountable, you did a hard, arduous task, and now you got some quantifiable data that you can use for next time.
Yeah.
Because I rarely do the first rollout plan work, but that's essentially what it is, a rollout plan. You do the first one, all right, cool, I learned from that. Do the second one, you learn from that. Do the third one, you learn from that. And then eventually you get a perfect rhythm or a rhythm together where you know, all right, I got to do this. If it's not every week, every other week. If it's just this kind of interview, this kind of interview. And stuff like that, you know, you just keep learning from it.
Yeah. You keep learning from it. And I mean, I think the other important thing was like, I had to dedicate myself to staying locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're just like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then you kind of just try to do it instead of like reminding yourself every day that you got to stay on top of your shit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna stick to this plan, like that was the biggest thing for me. It's like, bro, again. I was like, well, yeah, this is what you wanted to do, man. Like you gotta do it. You gotta commit.
That's the thing. Having a goal is a lot easier to get further when you got a goal in place. And short-term goals. You know, you had to play goal from September to the end of October.
Yeah.
So, boom, having that goal helped you put it out.
Help me get it done. I think that's probably a good place to jump in, dude.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to Articulate.
Yes,
Today
sir.
we have Mbeta Sokolo.
What's up, man? What's going on?
I'm good. Welcome back, man. I love having you on here, man.
Right, I love being on. We have great conversations. Great conversation.
Yeah. Every time, this whole setup's different. It's still an unfinished basement, but
still, every time I come,
this part of it changes
it's something different, something added, a little better.
That's what we're trying to do, man. Just like you said, we learn case by case, right?
Exactly.
So last time we talked, the Johnny series was premiering, man, and that was a big dude. I showed up to that thing.
You did.
Yeah, that was great, man.
I appreciate you for coming out. Yeah,
dude, that was like a room, 100 people? 100?
Like 100 plus. I don't remember how big it was. I want to say like 150, but like I don't want to,
Yeah, how'd that feel, though?
It felt great.
Yeah, dude, you were living on top of. You had the cigar.
Yeah.
It
felt great because this was our baby for the 2 years prior or 3 years if you include the writing. And
I do include the writing because you're the writer. Right?
Yeah. So like 3 years ago, I was showing up to this man's house. All right, let's put some ideas together. I'm over here, boom, 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 putting because when you write, you put your life in there. You put your own stories in there.
Yeah.
You might dress them up in other characters, clothing. Yeah. But you put a lot of yourself in there and a lot of your experiences in the characters and the story. So this was my baby.
Yeah. Did anybody watching go like, that's some baby? You know what I mean? Like that's
maybe like some little stuff, because even though you do put yourself in there, you still want to give the character his own flair. Yeah. Like I used to do it a lot because I used to do this thing. Like the first thing we released was The Perfect Love Story. This came out back when I was in college, maybe 2014, and I used to do this thing where people would call me, and then you got caller ID number saved. I would go, "What's up? Who this?"
Yeah,
all the time, and people like, "What? I thought you had my." I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. So
I used to do that with a lot of characters in that show, so people recognize that almost immediately.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit.
Yeah,
you do.
A little bit of me, it's funny. It get people laughing. So I do the same thing now, but I try to dress it up a little better.
Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It is funny being able to put your own like inside jokes in a movie or a series, so that way other people can get in on your. I feel like that's what all like Workaholics, if you ever watch that show, or any of those like Comedy Central, any like sitcom that runs for like 6 or 7 seasons or whatever, people get on that, and then they have their own little inside jokes
1,000%
with everybody else who's watched that show.
Yeah, and then because I noticed a lot of people had a lot of the same experiences in life. Yeah. So when you put your own life in stuff, it's super relatable because somebody else had that experience somewhere else. Because I feel like when you're trying to like make characters and scenes and you try to just pull out of nowhere, it kind of loses its relatability. Yeah. So you gotta pull from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from real life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, you gotta make and the big one is like, somebody watched it and they're like, I think I've had that conversation with you before. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's because like, oftentimes the shit that I want to write about is shit that I'm thinking about anyways. You know, it's the stuff that is important to me, and is like I probably have shared that with most people in my life already, anyways. So yeah, I mean, it's the relatable stuff because it's what makes us human, you know.
Yeah, and one thing I want to commend you on, like from the clips that I saw, the dialogue was good.
Okay.
It felt real natural because that's hard to do too, especially when you're not even people that's on that Hollywood level per se, or just shoot those types of long films. You can tell when something just feels like inorganic, or the character had to go in there and make it their own and really do their own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, dialogue felt real natural, and it keeps you like it's intriguing. All right, that's a good conversation. I want to see how this goes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful because we had good actors that could pull it off well too and make it sound natural. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give myself a little credit, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same way. I mean, with the Johnny series, from what I saw too, is like, you know, it wasn't just like exposition. You know, it was very even the humor. I'm sure you wrote a lot of the humorous bits in there. I mean, even the phone call thing. You know,
100%.
it's like those actually came off well, and you had actors that could pull it off.
Yeah,
too, man. Like,
that's the biggest part. You can have the A++ script, top tier, most witty stuff.
Yeah.
But if your actors don't sound believable, can't deliver it the right way, and put their own little sauce so it sounds like it's coming from a real person and it's not just read, then it doesn't matter. So yeah, the actors are probably the biggest part.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. We touched on that enough last time, I think. We gave the actors enough credit, bro.
Right, it's about us
as
now.
the writers, bro. We need to
Yeah, it's about us now. We did our thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so kind of coming back to it, what we were talking about is, you know, each time you do something, you learn a little bit. So what was the biggest thing you learned from this Johnny series? Was it the consistency thing? Or, I mean, now that because it's been, what, like 6-8 months since the premiere?
Yeah, the premiere was back in February. Damn, what month is it's October? I'm November now? Oh, shit, damn. So, it's been a while.
Right, yeah. So you've had some time to kind of reflect on it and look back. What do you kind of make of the whole thing now?
The biggest thing I kind of got from this whole thing is just... like, with such an arduous task, you gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared.
For shit to go wrong?
For shit to go... because shit it's not even for shit. Shit is gonna go wrong.
It is, yeah.
It's about having the right people in place that when shit do go wrong, you know...
they keep their head on.
Yeah, everybody keep their head on, people not panicking, and you can move forward. Because you always gonna have to move forward through obstacles.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing from start to finish. Obstacle after obstacle, we prepare for this, and then this happens. So it's just pushing through. That was the big thing that I learned, you know.
Yeah, any specific chaotic moments? Or
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. There was times where... because we sent out shoot schedules like a month in advance.
Oh, like call sheets?
Yes, call sheets.
Okay.
This is when these are the days that we need you. Because I know people have jobs. We wasn't paying anybody. So people have jobs. We need you these days. If you got a job, please take off or whatever.
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this day we need you.
Yeah.
Sunday, this day we need you. Wednesday, we sent that for the whole month.
Yeah.
Still, people, can't nobody watch my kids, or I gotta work today.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
we told you.
We told you? This whole day revolved around you?
Yeah.
Now we're off schedule? Or like we confirmed, we told you, we confirmed, we had you say you saw it, and we had this, and this, and just had to pivot. All right, well, we got this day, we have these characters, what can we shoot?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes, you know, that's obviously not a great thing in the moment, doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, it probably works out for the better. You know, I don't know. Sometimes you end up cutting something, you're like, we didn't need it, you know? Or
Scenes get lost in transit, like we shoot good scenes and then boom, now
that actor can't come back, so we can't use any of his scenes.
Or the SD card is corrupt now.
Oh, man. That would be the worst. That's the scariest one to me, is just like losing stuff to the ether.
That happened to us with Johnny.
Really?
It was some scenes that we lost. It either wasn't on the card, it's not on this card, it was corrupted.
Yeah.
We experienced everything.
Yeah.
Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But we were still able to, you know.
So, yeah, the scenes that made it in, because I've been thinking about this with mine too, but the scenes that made it in, how close are they to your original vision as the writer?
That's a good question.
Mm.
I would probably say on a scale of 1 to 100, about 75%, because there were some scenes that turned out way better than the original vision.
Oh, really?
And there were some scenes that was
lackluster.
Yeah, a little lackluster from what I thought it was gonna be. They're still great scenes.
Sure,
But
yeah.
from what I originally saw, a little lackluster. So I'll say about 75% of the scenes turned out the way I thought they were gonna turn out. Or better.
Yeah, or better.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And then of course, with the ones, average 75%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good, rate, I think, conversion rate.
1,000%. So I'll take 75%.
Yeah.
Because, when you shooting, and especially when you've been at it for a while, you know for a fact you're not going to get 100%.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're not going to get 90.
Yeah, I feel like you can't. I mean, even as a big filmmaker, you can't expect to get 100%
right
on like what you imagine it. Well, especially, I don't know, especially in your imagination, you can do anything.
Exactly.
I mean?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And then when reality comes, it's like, is this possible? How do we make this happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then the people who are in the positions that they are for a reason is like, this can't work for X, Y, and Z, or we need to do it like this. Or sometimes my imagination, just like you said, I can think of anything.
Yeah.
I thought of some off the wall stuff that isn't really possible. So
yeah, like a camera's inside of a lamp or something. You know what I mean?
Like doing this, that, and the other thing, and it's just
Yeah. Well, since making it though, I feel like I've been watching more movies now.
Yeah.
And I've actually been diving back into older stuff. I never really got into older movies. When they talk like this, it's kind of a turn off. It's like, bro, I can't pay attention, bro. You're talking a different language right now. But I've started appreciating it more and trying to get into it. And you do pick up like some different ideas, like, or you watch a long oneer. I saw Goodfellas for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Movie. They're just one camera scene. They go through a whole bar around the table, come around, capture different conversations.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like, man, if I could do that.
That had to be perfect.
It had to be perfect.
And I just wonder how many times they shot that when I see something like that.
Yeah.
Because somebody had to slip. Mm-hmm. Somebody had to miss their line.
Oh yeah.
So that take has to be perfect.
No, it is cool though that 75%. That's a good conversion rate.
Yeah, I think it's good. For the ones that made it in.
Well, yeah, and especially this far, like with the resources that you guys had. You pulled it together with just you and your 3 other homies, basically.
Yeah, it was probably me and my other 3 homies. We were like the brain trust around everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
with just us pulling all of our separate resources together.
Now, how does it work with shows? Because, like, with a film or, like, a short film, I know you can submit that to, film festivals and, try to market it as a short film. Or, sometimes they market the short films as, like, a pilot to, like, do a reshoot and do that stuff later. So, with a series, you already made the series. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing because they got film festival submissions for best pilot.
Okay, so you just submit the first episode.
Yeah, submit the first episode. If they like it, we win something, and then hopefully if the right person sees it, we can take it a little further.
Right.
But if need be, because sometimes if you win that, they might be like, all right, we want to reshoot this whole thing. Yeah. Cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you got some money behind it.
Yeah, if you're backing us.
Yeah, if you're backing us, we'll reshoot this whole thing.
Yeah.
Boom, here's the script, and then with other film festivals, you could just submit the script.
Oh, just the script?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be necessarily a film festival, but like a screenwriting competition. Yeah. And screenwriting festivals or whatever they're called. Mm-hmm. But you can just submit the script.
Yeah.
And, it goes like that.
Yeah. I was thinking back now, too. I didn't even know, like, you guys have posters made. You had the music and everything, dude. Like, do you know how much outsourcing? I'm talking to these people. Do you know how much outsourcing all that work is, bro?
We did a lot. Whole soundtrack. Original music. We was in the studio with people. This is the idea. This is the scene.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's work.
Yeah, just to make a song.
Just to make a song.
That's kind of cool. I think that's a cool way to start making music.
Yeah.
For me, I realized a lot of I have some songs in both of my things out now, and the for me, some of the scenes were written around the songs.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to do it the other way.
Yeah.
Because if you can use a song that inspired a scene, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
But to make a song for the scene, dude, it must feel, especially when it hits.
Oh yeah, cause man, I love the soundtrack. I love the
money in a dream.
The money in a dream, bro. That song is like stuck in my head. I dream about that song. But like get high even when I gotta come down and Dick, bro. There's so many cool songs on the soundtrack. But like the scenes were inspired by music, but that was just like a placeholder. We knew what we wanted to do.
Yeah. I was putting together the trailer and I used the song that's in the movie for the trailer. And, my roommate's like, "Are you tired of that song yet, bro? Like, aren't you done with it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, oh, this is my song. Yeah, this is my shit.
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%.
So good. That's cool, man. And then the sound thing. I think that's another thing when you talk about like preparing for chaos.
Yeah.
Is you also have to prepare to rely on people and trust people, and that some people are gonna fall through, whether it be they're doing it on purpose or if they just have situational or circumstantial emergencies or whatever come up. So how is life outside of are you still boxing?
Yeah. I actually am still boxing. Shout out to Naeem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Naeem, that's my dog. Because he started, Naeem Ali. Because he started at Broad Street Kickboxing with a boxing class. And then once I saw that, I'm like, oh snap, I'm pulling up, bro. He was like, cool, pull up. And since then I've been going, and whenever he's out, he'll let me sub in and coach for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You coach there too?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were like that.
I'm like a substitute coach.
Yeah. Because you've been doing it since like college.
Yeah,
right?
I've been doing it for college, so it's like 10+ years. I've been boxing.
So you know what you're doing up there.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, and a lot of those guys. It's not that they're newer, but they teach so many classes. They teach like jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of boxing knowledge.
Yeah.
So when I have it, I try to give it.
Right.
Yeah, hold your hand like this, and when you do this, this is gonna happen. And, So.
Do you find that? Yeah. You want to write a boxing movie or something, dude? Like, does that ever lead into your creative stuff at all?
No, because just trying to simulate boxing on camera.
Oh God, yeah.
That's one.
Any action sequence, bro.
Yes, action is already hard. One.
Yeah.
And two, boxing is already hard. Like I love the Creed movies, but as a boxer, it's not really. It
doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it's not as realistic. And then I know I couldn't even create on that level the type of boxing scenes that they have.
Yeah.
And like the fake stuff, and then boom, getting hit. So I don't even want to go down that route.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I have a buddy who's like a chef, and he tried to watch The Bear, and he's like, I can't watch it. They don't know how to cut. They don't know how to chop. Yeah. And every time they do, you could tell that they sub out the actor for somebody else who does. And it just really like takes them out of it.
Yeah, I would be too critical of my own stuff, and it would never get past that first draft or that first watch.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a little cringy to me.
A little close.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you, so you had a kid. Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a personal life. You keep the family close. I guess.
Yeah. I'm not a big social media guy when it comes to posting my personal stuff, but yeah, we good.
Okay, yeah, well, because I mean that has to have a huge impact on your life, bro.
Super.
And that was like so right when the premiere was coming out.
She was ready to pop at the premiere.
Damn.
I didn't even know I was gonna make it to the premiere because the baby was coming any day. But yeah, she was born March. The premiere was like February 28th or somewhere around that time, and she was born March 2nd.
Nice.
So yeah.
It was a long second, bro. You got to get that birthday memorized.
Oh yeah, right.
March 2nd.
Yeah. It's there, but it's not in the immediate memory. Yeah.
Well, next year you'll figure it out.
Yeah, she hasn't had a birthday
yet. She hasn't had a birthday yet.
Yeah, so we getting there.
Yeah, so that must have been like, dude, making you ride high, like
man,
at the premiere all at once, dude.
Oh yeah, like I had so many emotions at the premiere because like now all I can think about is just, what would my daughter think of me? I've never thought that about people or anything.
Yeah.
Like, what would so-and-so think? I'm like, fuck people, whatever. I'm gonna do me, and then whatever happens, happens. But now, That's all I think about.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it's like one of the biggest motivations
It
in the
is
world. Yeah.
because I've kind of like pivoted. I'm doing a lot more stuff just to kind of set her up. Because I want to still be able to do comedy, film, boxing. Like I still want to be able to live my 1,000 different lives, all this different stuff that I love doing and doing. But I need to make sure she's straight first.
Right. Yeah.
So
that must be like an interesting, because you have all these other things, man. You have all this shit that, and it's not like you don't love all those things too, but now you have this thing that you just like love even more.
She definitely comes before all of that other stuff. Yeah. So like I love doing boxing, I love comedy, I love films. I like working out. I like doing so many different things. I just like being a multi-faceted person. Yeah. But I love having a daughter more. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't know how far along she is, but you can't like tell her stories and like I don't know.
Oh,
does she inspire any writing or anything like that? At least. I don't know if you've been able to write recently.
I haven't been able to write much, but she is like growing. Like I didn't, cause I haven't never really been around babies too much. I've had like I got nieces and nephews and stuff, but it was like hold them for an hour, give them back, stuff like that. Now I've watched her develop from 0 days old to now she's 8 months and she's standing on things and and she's crawling and stuff like that. So just understanding how people grow and learn is definitely fueling my creativity.
Well, I bet. I mean, so, and this is like much different scale, right? But like my parents, we all moved out. Our older cats kind of just died, a year ago or a couple months ago, and they recently just got a little kitten again. And I like already talking to my mom and my dad, I could tell it's kind of giving them a little energy. Yeah. To have like that youthful, that kind of young thing. Yeah. Out and about. Just keeping them on their toes. And I was wondering if you feel that way, like having a new perspective, like somebody experiencing life for the first time.
Yeah.
You do. That must be crazy.
Like watching her experience life for the first time. That's like insane. I've been around her for 30 years now, so I'm like, all right, it's just a sock, but she'll hold the sock and she'll just be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Just touch some dirt. Let me just put this in my mouth, and it's like, bro,
that's dirt, bro. You don't want that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like her mom don't know this, but the other day, cause I got a plant. Like she's gonna find out. She gonna find out when she watches. I'd rather her find out on this than me tell her.
Of course.
But it's like she just grabbed some dirt and like cause I work from home, so I'm with her all the time. Okay. She just grabbed some dirt and I'm like, all right, she's just touching the dirt. I go back on my computer, I'm doing stuff, and then I just hear
oh.
I look over, all this dirt on her face. I'm like, God damn it. But it's just, watching her experience stuff for the first time motivates me and shows me how much I've like taken for granted. So, it makes me go harder with, my studies and, whatnot.
Yeah. You know how, I don't know, there's this thing that they say when you're in a relationship for long enough with a person, you start to like act like them and look like them a little bit and just kind of become more of the same person. And I wonder if that, first of all, applies on all spectrums, on all relationships, but especially like if you're hanging out with a child all the time, there's got to be a little bit of child that comes back in you. You know what I mean?
Well, the child in me never left.
No, right.
So I'm pretty sure I annoy that little girl more than she annoys me. Like I just be in her face talking crazy, just loud and yelling for no reason. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I be annoying that little girl a lot, but
yeah, it's funny doing it the other way because I have a niece who's, I think she's 4 now, but when she was young, it's like, oh, I could just be dumb and silly around her, and then even at some point she's like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, she's like, why are you playing like this?
Right. You're definitely weird, bro. And I'm like, shit. Well, I'm your dad. So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now what? Now you got to take it back. I could definitely see that she's taking on some of my characteristics, and that's like, wow. So, oh shit.
Yeah,
I just be playing, but it's about to become your personality.
Your whole thing.
Yeah. Oh snap.
You see how impressionable she is? Like,
yes.
Immediately?
Yes. But that's not gonna change what I do, because what I do is who I am. So I'm not gonna try to put it on the front.
Yeah. All you could do is try to like hopefully not pass down all the flaws as deeply.
Yeah, we gonna see, but
Yeah. Is she exhibiting any signs of like? I mean, she's probably still young, but does she choose toys or anything over other toys, or like music or?
Oh, she definitely loves music. You
Okay.
put some certain songs on, she start moving and start clapping.
Yeah.
So you can tell she definitely loves music and anything that makes a sound she
Yeah.
likes. So you start squishing the bottom.
Mhm.
She like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Let me see what that's about. So
Yeah, that's cool. So kind of getting back into like, I know this is your main thing right now is trying to get your life together for her.
Yeah.
But you still have that itch.
1,000%.
You still have that itch, right?
1,000%.
Yeah, the game, and like at some point, I mean, for me, I don't have a kid, right? But that itch for me is like my only saving grace. So when you talk about being financially responsible, is like I'm spending a bunch of money right now to do this stuff, so that way it can turn into something like bigger and become the overarching source of income or whatever. So yeah, like I mean, have you been thinking about what your moves are in that area? I know it's tough. If you're not, man,
no. I definitely have, but the thing is, I have a lot of itches because I like tech. So like before my major was film in college, it was computer science. So I started.
Damn, I didn't know you were a nerd. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a super nerd. So now I'm doing software development now.
Oh shit. Okay.
So that right now is satisfying my curiosity, and that's you can be super creative.
Really?
It's just it's so wild. Like the more you learn, the more it's like, all right, there's no one way to solve a problem, and it's just because I want to build an app. That's like my overarching goal in that sense.
Oh wow! So see, I didn't know you did all this. This is crazy.
Oh yeah, I love tech. Tech was my first love because since I was a kid, I used to just break shit apart, see how it worked.
Yeah.
So I've always been that
and you
type
went to
of
school
dude.
for it too.
Well, one semester.
Okay, all right.
And then after that, I'm like, I want to be a comedian and do film, so I might as well just switch my major rather than going super far in the opposite way, and now I'm being pulled two different ways. So like I've always wanted to be. Well, I'm not gonna say always. From a certain age, I wanted to be a comedian, and then I wanted to create films.
Yeah.
But tech was always on my mind. So right now, that's satisfying my creativity itch.
Yeah.
And once I learn as much as I can in that field, and I can just create freely.
Is that within the job that you're doing?
Yeah, because I'm in IT now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to transition more into software development.
Right.
So I can start developing my own software.
Right. But once you learn that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Once you learn that, what was the plan? The plan is to make an app?
Yeah, I want to create an app. I'm trying to just figure out what is that one thing that, people that I can streamline. 'Cause that's all software and applications and technology is for.
Right.
It's just streamline the problem or streamline the solution.
Yeah.
Something that a lot of people.
I've got some app ideas for you.
Hey, we could definitely talk about it. But that's all it is. There's a problem. How can you solve the problem that's affecting the most amount of people?
Yeah.
But it also has to be something that I care about or something that I would want to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really working on right now. But I'm still boxing 3 times a week. I teach private classes. I love boxing. Boxing is like best form of exercise for me.
Really?
And you can be super creative in boxing too. It's the way you fight. There's so many different ways to fight. There's so many different ways to defend. So many different angles you can attack from.
You can like lean more on defense. You can lean more on offense.
Yeah, it's so many ways. You can like do like side punches. You can come around over. It's so much different. So like I'm still satisfying that creative itch at the moment in these other endeavors. But I definitely got to get back to comedy. That is like number one that I want to do. I want to
really.
Yeah.
Because
just being on stage and talking shit.
Dude, it is so much fun, man.
Yeah.
I did my first set for the first time last Thursday in like a year. Like it had been since last November because I was just trying to get the movie shit together. And I couldn't think about anything else,
Yeah.
But I kind of like had forgot. So I had like premiered and then I put out all this stuff and I'm like, now what do I do? And then, I've been just kind of staying in. I haven't had to, talk to people to work all night or whatever.
Yeah.
So throughout the week, it's just I've just been working out and coming back home and doing nothing. I'm like, damn, bro, I can't just be doing nothing all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what can I do on a Thursday night? I'm like, oh yeah, comedy's
There's
out there.
comedy out there on a
Bro,
Thursday night. That's a prime night. Yeah,
it's a prime night.
Prime time.
Yeah. And I was just gonna go hang out, and then like at Raven, there was a crowd, but they didn't have enough comics there or something.
Yeah.
So like, you want to go up first? They usually put up, you haven't been back in a while. They put up the freshmen or like the newbies up first.
Yeah.
I went up and it was like, all right,
It's good,
I didn't
cool.
bomb. I didn't bomb. That's all I said.
Yeah.
I don't know how well I did per se.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like I didn't want to kill myself afterwards. So,
right.
Yeah,
because that's a comment. Yeah.
That's how comedy is, dude. That's where if you bomb, you.
It's like fuck it. It's over tonight. Over. Yeah, I'm driving into traffic.
Yeah. So it was, but it was. Like you said, there's nothing like that experience. Like going up there. What's cool is when you see an established comedian, and it's like at a mic, people can be very judgmental. You know what I mean? But fortunately, the night that I went up, the crowd was very helpful. Like they wanted you to succeed. Yeah. On stage, so they're listening. And when you hear that, man, when you see like eyes looking back up at you, it's nothing like sitting at home writing. It's nothing as sitting home.
1,000%.
You're just in your own head.
I don't know who I was talking to this about, but I just remember having this conversation. Like you be up on stage and everybody just
yeah, dude, that's the face.
All right, you just look down. This is all you see. It's like, come on, entertain.
They're ready for it.
Yeah,
they're so ready for it.
And sometimes at Raven, I haven't been at Raven in a while, but it could be hit or miss. The crowd can be great, or the crowd can be like, I'm worried about 10 other things that's going on right now, and I'm drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
Why are you on
stage? The air conditioning is leaking on me. It's hot. It's not working. I don't know why it's leaking.
There's 1 million people in here. I can't even stand nowhere. Why are you talking?
Yeah. Why are you trying to talk to any of us?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's your number one. See, so, I went back up and I did it, but, dude, I don't know. I don't think it's my number one. And I think it's hard for me to admit that because comedy, like, in context, I was thinking about this recently. Like, comics, when you're out with other comics, they're the coolest people in the world. Like, you take them out of that comedy context, it's like, bro, you work at a cafe, like you know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
It's like I'm not trying to downplay whatever job you have, I respect it or whatever, but there's sometimes where
it's his own world over there. That's the thing.
Like, you're the coolest person in the world, and then I saw you in the daylight, bro.
Exactly. I saw you when the sun was out.
Yeah, when the sun was out.
I saw you when the sun was out. You were a fucking loser.
Yeah. But so it would be cool because there was a period where I was doing just acting instead of like writing and directing and stuff like that, and my brother was like, he's like, man, I liked it better when you do a stand-up. Because I could tell people. He's like, yeah, he does stand. He's like, he's an actor, It's like, the difference between the two is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's cool that, like I said, it's hard for me to admit that that's not my number one thing. But, I was welcome back like everybody did. It was great seeing all the old people. They're still out there,
1,000%, yeah. The comedy scene don't really change. The same guys still out there. It's the act of getting up on stage and making people laugh and having the crowd with you is number one. But everything around it, wait until midnight.
That's why when he told me I could go up first, I was like, yeah. I'll do it.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff around that part that can take away from it. But it's just that the fact of being able to go on stage and make people laugh and have the crowd with you, that. Whether anything ever comes to that or not, that part is like number one. Because if I have a good night, I'm good for the rest of the week.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it don't matter what you say and do to me, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Yeah, that shit like drugs.
Yeah, it was like, bro, I haven't got pussy for like a month. Right. I go do comedy. I'm like, all right, I don't need it, bro.
I don't need it, right. I got stage pussy.
Yeah, I got stage pussy. I'm dripping in that AC drip. That Raven AC drip.
That
swimming in
AC,
it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I felt some wet. It was AC, but
Yeah, it was gross.
Yeah.
It is, and it's just immediate feedback. If you do well, there's nothing like it. And then also, like, again, it's like because when you're out there, you think all of the comics that you're with are the coolest people. So when you do well, and you think these cool people are like, yo, that was a good set.
He's been out here for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he said, that's a good set. Feels good.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. Dude, but I just think, I don't know, part of me, I find it harder to, and maybe it's just because hadn't done comedy long enough, you know.
Yeah.
But I find it harder for me to like flesh out all the details of what I want to say on stage. Remember to do it while I'm up there and like
Yeah.
hit all the points I was trying to hit, you know. Whereas like with writing, like I love writing
Yeah.
because like you can get in the flow state and like just get it all out.
Yeah.
And you can go back and edit it later. It's not like an in the moment, you know. There's only one chance to get it perfect, you know. It is all, you know, you want to talk about strategy and like chess or whatever, right? It's like being able to think through an idea from start to finish without
Yes.
having any like barriers or, you know,
Yes.
a comic or a crowd that doesn't agree with what you're
Yeah.
trying to say, you know?
Yeah, that's why I say writing is a close second. Like I feel like comedy is only inching it out just because you get the immediate feedback.
Mm-hmm.
But writing is that close, cause you're right. It's a chess match. You got to get from point A to point B. You got an idea. You got information. You need the audience to know, and you want to give it to them in a way that makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And you also want to be witty. You want to be funny. You want to be
realistic.
You want to be realistic. You want to be all these different things, and you get to kind of personify these characters. Who is this person? Who is this person? And how do I jump into their skin? And
when you're making somebody else talk, like that's what you're basically doing. When you're making somebody else talk, they talk, bro. Like they it just takes over.
Yeah.
Like I remember writing this thing. I'm like, did I just write that? Oh, fuck. Did I write that? You know what I'm saying?
I felt that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fire.
And then I can't even think of some of the stuff I wrote in that flow state.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll watch and be like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, who wrote that? Yeah, who did that?
Right.
Bro?
Oh, that was me. Oh, shit.
Yeah. This is a concept I've been playing with recently. Where like I have been feeling kind of down, you know, it's getting darker earlier, and like I don't have a meaning anymore. I don't have a purpose after my movie's out, you know. I'm trying to find that, you know. I'm trying to fill the time.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah,
because you can put so much time into something, and then when it's over and it's done, it's like, God damn.
Yeah.
It's like you Will Smith at the last episode of The Fresh Prince. You just looking around,
around.
God damn.
Empty house. Like you remember everything, you remember what you went through, but at the end, it's still just you. In that empty room, now, you know?
Right. And it's like, shit, what now?
Yeah, so, but, you know, the day of the premiere, my homie Q-Son McGraw, who was, like, the lead actor, I told this story before on the pod, but I'll tell you again anyways, because it's a good, well, because, like, he took a little break after we shot, and then, you know, since the new year, I mean, since 2024, he's been just trying to, like, audition. He's just an actor, and he's trying to, and it's hard, man, like, especially nowadays, just sending himself tapes and that whole thing. But he, you know, he was a little nervous about seeing himself and his performance and everything, and he's been kind of slowing down. And I was like, dude, I think, like, I edited it, and I had to look at you for, like, a while, bro. But the way it turns out is like I think you're gonna inspire yourself, man. Like you're gonna see your performance on that in the short film, and it's hopefully gonna like strike a fire in you. And it did, man. Like he's been since then. We've been like meeting up, trying to see what film festivals, like what other back work we need to do to get it onto like IMDb.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, what's the next? He's already like thinking about what the next story is and like what we're gonna do. So I'm trying to apply that to my own self. You know what I mean? Now that. Because, like, for him, there was that break, and then he got to see it, like, for the first time, and that was, like, a big moment, and that inspired the whole thing. For me, it's been this whole thing, and now it's, like, I've seen the movie a bunch already. It's not like I'm going to watch it and be like, oh, I did that, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this is a movie I've seen a billion times before. But I am trying to be like, I did that. You know, I took a break. I've taken a little break.
So let me ask you this. So, because I get that. Like, once you've seen it a bunch of times and you've been in it a bunch of times, it's kind of easy to lose sight of what it is. So when you see the reactions that people give you, like at the premiere or, just private viewings or whatever, how does that make you feel? Do you feel like that reinvigorates you? All right, let's get this next story going. Or is it just like, I knew it was this. What do you get from that?
Yeah, it's hard, man, because like I said, it's like I've already heard a lot of the responses about it. I kind of have my own idea of how it turned out. That first when it premiered, man, it was cool. Like it was really cool to hear what people had to say after it and coming up and that it turned out well and like that is inspiring. But I think I don't think that has longevity for me personally. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it's good in the moment if hearing them say that and everything, but the next day I'm not thinking about that. You know,
right,
I'm thinking about like, yeah, but was it? You know, like was it
yeah,
actually like?
yeah,
Were you saying that just because it was your first time? I've seen it a million times, and I know what was wrong with it. You know
right,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like, uh, and maybe I haven't showed it to enough people yet. I don't know. What do you
yeah.
think?
See, with me, it's kind of like once I've seen it a million times, I see every little thing that's wrong
Yeah.
with it. So
Right.
I'm super critical of it, and I
Yeah.
always think that if it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
time it
By
comes
the
out,
end.
I think it fucking sucks. But
Yeah.
like in the beginning, I'm always putting on a face or a facade. What feels like to me,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to like play it up,
Right.
even though deep down I feel like it sucks. And then once I see the reception from people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, maybe it was good.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, what we thought it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I try not to live on that.
Yeah.
I just try to use that to motivate me to get to the next moment.
To the next moment. That's what I'm saying. The longevity is not like
Yeah.
it doesn't completely inspire me to do a whole new thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like okay, like all right, that'll feed my ego enough to like keep me going on to the next thing a little
Yeah,
bit.
for me, that kind of like balances out because I know it doesn't like suck like it's the worst fucking thing, even though I feel like that. But that's only because I've seen it a million times, and I know
Yeah.
the more times I see it, the more I see
Hmm.
wrong with it, the more I think it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that just kind of like evens it out. It brings me back to like the even kill. So
Hmm.
now I'm right back in the middle
Right.
to all right, it was cool, or
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't cool, and then now I can
Well,
move forward from it.
yeah, and I've been trying to dig myself out of that hole of like it's not great, like it's not gonna do that well or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, I've been trying to, and so like I think for me, I need to. So when you worked on it, right, and then people come up, you're like, yeah, it was really good, and you're like, yeah, but was it though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of people also say like, dude, the fact that you did it, like that's what I've been trying to think about and
Yeah.
like lean on a little bit more. Is like the fact that you actually did all the work and put it together and like took the time, like regardless of how it is in the end, is like you
Yeah.
put love and like time and energy into that thing and you got it done.
Yeah.
And so like, and if they think it's good, that's cool. But the fact that it's kind of about the journey, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like the fact that you
Yeah.
went through that, got to the end of it, and finished your goal. You know what I mean? That should be, like I said, that's kind of the part where I'm trying to give myself a little bit more credit because like, I'm not being all like, yeah, I made a film. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
made
I
a
feel
film. Like,
yeah.
yeah, you should check it out
It's
if
a
you
little
want.
something, yeah, if you
Yeah,
want
but
to.
it's like you gotta be like, no, I did that shit. You know, you gotta
Yeah.
kind of like, it's good. You know, it is
Yeah.
good. Like it's
It
not
is.
bad, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that is kind of the thing that I'm trying to mine a little bit. It's like I did that shit. I can do it again if I want to. I can do anything. You know, I don't know
1,000%.
if I can actually do anything, but
Nah, you
but
could.
that's the energy you gotta have. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the perspective you gotta have to if you're gonna keep doing this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like that perspective, I feel that, but that doesn't, cause I'm already of the mind that you can do anything. Like when I went into that project, I thought we could do it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't no, this is gonna be hard. I'm like, of course we can do it.
Mhm.
We've shot a bunch of stuff. We've done a bunch of stuff. But cause I'm a little,
More seasoned.
yeah, a little more. I've done a little more.
Yeah, well,
Of
fuck me. Jesus Christ.
No, but I'm just saying because
I
I've done a
know,
little
yeah.
more, I can see it as like, of course I can do it. It's easier
Yeah.
to picture you doing something after you've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
Even though I've never done this where it's been five, well, because we did Perfect Love Story season 1, which was 5 episodes,
Mhm.
but this was like, we tried to make it as best as it could possibly be, best camera work, best sound, best everything.
Yeah.
So I thought this was all possible. So that part doesn't necessarily help much in the, oh man, it fucking sucks, because I'm like, I thought we can do it, but
Yeah.
I just always think it can be better.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at
Okay.
with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to dig myself out of. Because no matter what we put out, whether it does good or not, I'm
Mhm.
always think it can be better.
It can be better. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that might be the motivation that keeps me going, where it's like, all right,
Right.
how do we make the next thing better? But I'm always stuck in that.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's different for me because it's my first one, right? And
Yeah.
like I've been moving around from thing to thing, like trying to figure it out. So yeah, I could see that, like, and now that I think this is my thing. Like, I think I do like filmmaking enough, at least to do another one. I
Yeah.
take it one, each project by
Right. Yeah.
project by
Project by
project.
project. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But so I don't have that, that longevity experience, that the timeline of, having a couple out, because I think, probably by my, fourth or fifth one, if I get that far, it will be that. It was like, all right, yeah, I've done this 4 times before.
Yeah.
How do I do it more correct?
Yes. How do we improve upon it? Now that's always the question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's easy to put out bullshit 10 times.
Yeah.
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 But
That's
now
what.
it's like, how do I put out some good, high quality content?
Good quality stuff, the most efficient I
Yes,
can.
efficient.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Efficiency.
That's the name of the game, because if you're not efficient, you're just gonna be beating your head against the wall 9 times out of 10. So for you to put out 3 projects might take somebody who's very efficient that same time period to put out 10 projects. And then that's where not necessarily the recognition, but the progress comes when you can, like, the more you put out, the better you get, the faster you
The
get.
faster you
Yeah,
get,
the faster you get there.
Yeah.
So when you're efficient, you can get to the place you want to get faster
Yeah.
and better.
Yeah, dude. I love that. I mean, after this first one, yeah, I guess that is something else you can lean on, man. Because, like, now that you have done this, what, four, five times at this point,
Yeah.
at least you release another 2 series,
Yeah.
And like after the second one, it's like, if you wanted to do this again, like you said, you have learned so much, and it's for me, that when we were first talking about it, it's like, oh, what, like, new camera work, or like what new different jokes can I try, or like different characters or different story.
Yeah.
But in reality, the biggest thing you learned is, like, how can I do this actually in a month, and how can I make these schedules work? You're talking about, like,
yes.
how can I
we
get
make
people to
this work?
commit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's about now, because the quality is going to be there. Once you figure out the quality, and once you already have, like, the rhythm of how you're going to get yourself better as a writer, director, photographer, director of photography, whatever.
Yeah.
Once you got that down pat, now it's how can I improve upon in this second area, this third area, this fourth area.
Because, and then you got to start learning, like we talked about last time, like, it's also a workplace.
Yes.
You got to figure out how to manage, like, professionalism and,
Yes.
creativity and, like, fun. You got to balance that.
Right. Now I know for next set, because it's like you can have all of the important stuff figured out, but the stuff, well, because the other stuff is still important, but you can have all the stuff that you thought was only important to you figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to go down the list.
Layer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's layered.
Layers,
this whole game is layered. Now how do I? Because same thing with something like boxing. I got a grade 2. Like, my right hand is gonna kill you every time. But what if I can't get my right hand to you? Or how do I set my right hand up better? How do I get better footwork so I know how to get my right hand? How do I bait you so I can?
Damn.
So it's like, if I have this, I teach this in boxing.
Yeah.
Everybody has a special ability. Everybody has one thing at least that they're great at.
Yeah.
Automatically, without thinking about it.
Yeah.
How do you put yourself in the best position to utilize that skill?
Right.
You got to work at that skill so something that's great, it becomes extraordinary. And how do you put everything around that so you can use that great skill to the best of its ability?
Yeah.
And that's that extra layer. So how do you manage that workplace so the people that need it can properly execute the script that you wrote, because you're good at writing.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. You gotta peel back the layers.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's been coming up on, in the past few conversations on this podcast is, it's the idea of, like, like I said, it's like, I've done the comedy, which has helped my writing, like, kind of trimming the fat.
Yes.
And, and then I went and did the acting, which got me, like, into emotional perspectives in a script, like in a story, you know what I mean? Trying to, like, add that layer, like a little bit of heart, a little bit of soul into that thing. And then like you said, I think writing, like, is my main thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, now I need to learn how to direct better. I need to learn, more about camera work. I need to learn more about lighting and coloring and sound. You know what I mean? All these in music, like how that plays in.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, when you write this shit, it's like, I know it's fire. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you got this idea in your head, but once you understand direction and placement and music, it'll better help you when you write. So you're not thinking of such fantastical things that it can't even be brought to camera. So you're thinking of, it's like, it's not you putting your writing in a box, but you're refining your writing.
Yeah, bro. I didn't even know about transition scenes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like now when I write, it's like, all right, let me add some sort of transition in here instead of just ending a scene at the end of a conversation and then moving on. You know what I mean? Exactly. Or at least think about it. You know, at least think about it. Keep it in mind.
Yeah.
No, that's
you gotta find a way to make your great talent shine. You know, because a lot of people got a great talent and there ain't no lights on it. Like, how do you utilize your skills? You know.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. Sounds like boxing and coaching has been a great thing for you, man.
1,000%. It helps me think a lot more about how to, give people the right information.
Yeah. I mean, they say that about teaching. You know what I mean? The best way to learn is to try to teach somebody else something.
Yeah, they say that's the highest level of understanding is to teach it. Once you can teach it, then that's when you can fully say you understand something.
Yeah. I think that would be cool to... I mean, that's why mentors are so important and everything. Yeah, I would like to explore that more. I mean, and those relationships take time to build and everything. But I would like to explore that more within film because I feel like, I talk to people on my level, you know what I mean? And maybe a couple levels above me, within comedy or within filmmaking. But I haven't met, like not a Scorsese. That's obviously like the top of the top, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't met like a working director before, you know what I mean? Or like, and so I got to work on, branching out in that aspect and trying to build those relationships as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I watch a lot of like sports podcasts, and they say like, these college kids, they come in, like somebody, Gilbert Arenas was talking about like, he'll take 1,000 shots a day. And then Chris Mullin, who was, I think he's probably in the league 10, 12 years, he said, you practicing, but you practicing the wrong way. A seasoned vet can show you the right way or the most efficient way, like we was talking about, the most efficient way to improve your skills.
Right.
Because you could be just focusing on dialogue, but if you want to get your dialogue better, they can just show you the most efficient way to get to where you need to get.
Yeah.
Give you that kind of that path so you're not all over the place. What would take you 10 years your way can take 2 years,
Yeah, dude. That's
seasoned vet. So you gotta have those mentors. They gonna help guide you.
That's what's great about like this new age that we're in with technology and being so connected, because I've heard so many podcasts with like some people I never would have met in my life,
1,000%.
and they're talking about their creative process or like how they make films or obstacles that they've been through while working. And obviously it's not directly to me, but you can still learn from that. So it's cool to have that, but then just to have that extra layer of knowing those people and having that person in your life and have directed help, advice to you in your specific situation. I can't imagine how helpful that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't imagine how. That's the thing. You can't imagine how helpful it would be.
Yeah, man. Well, I would consider you one of my mentors in a sense, dude.
Yeah, we definitely talk about 1,000%.
We learn off of each other.
1,000%.
Yeah. So I appreciate you for coming out and doing this thing with me, man. If you want to do any shouts out, man.
I appreciate you for having me. Every time we have great conversations. I never really know what we're gonna talk about, but I feel like I learn from our conversation, just from both of us speaking and, just growing the conversation.
Yeah, because we both got our own things going on. We have our own projects, and so we're so busy, we don't get to catch up all the time.
Yeah.
But then when we come together and we're like, oh, you had to work with comics on a set too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And it's like when you put that shit together, it's like, oh, now it makes sense.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. It's always a good conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I ain't got no shots out. I'm just
check out the Johnny series still.
Definitely. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah. Watch the Johnny series. It's on YouTube right now. The Johnny series. Search G&G Entertainment on YouTube, and all of our films will pop up. The Johnny series, the Brianna series, the Perfect Love Story, the B&B, Jackie and Ava. Yeah, we got so many shorts and series on YouTube. Check them all out. Yeah, shouts out to my daughter, Ashay. She's teaching me a lot.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. That's a new one. I've never had that one before.
Yeah, that's a new shout out. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming out.
I appreciate you for having me.
Call that a cut now. Huh?